So let's mention our appliances and how the power operates for those. Pretty much every one of our appliances needs 110 or 12 volts or both in order to operate. So if you have something that isn't operating properly, let's say your AC, make sure that you have a proper 12 volts as well as a proper 110 in order for it to operate. Let's not forget that we need those two things combined, and without proper sources, those appliances will not operate. So make sure that you're checking both whenever you're dealing with certain items. Let's talk about our standard RV refrigerators, which means they're the Norcold, Dometic, Furrions that need 110 or LP to operate, and also our 12 volts. These fridges need to be started about a day before your actual trip or you're ready to put your goods in, because it's going to take 12 to 24 hours before this fridge is going to reach the proper temperature. It is not like a residential fridge. This is an absorption unit, so it's actually absorbing the heat out of the products or out of that box area. It doesn't have a compressor that will actually cool and move the air through. So always keep a 1-inch gap along the back wall when you put your items in there so the air can circulate as needed. Like I said, there's no fan in there to circulate the air for itself. It will take about 12 hours at the least to go ahead and get this thing down to the proper temperature. Cool your goods off before you put them in there, and that will help the unit stay cool during that period of use. If you have a residential fridge, it shouldn't take more than 2-3 hours to get that thing cooled off and ready to go. It will operate like your one at your house. Last tip for operation is you want to make sure that your unit is level during operation, especially on these standard fridges. They have that condenser unit in the back and there's fluids that operate through there. If it is not leveled properly, it can open opportunity for it to have a blockage, and then that unit will not cool as it's supposed to. So no matter the AC, Coleman, Dometic, Furrion, GE, whatever it is, these ACs need some time to operate. So when you first get to the campground, let's say it's 100 degrees inside this unit, it is going to pull in 100-degree air. It is only going to put out 80-degree air to cool. Until the room temperature creeps down to 90 or 80, at that point it will put out 70 or 60-degree air. There is only a 20-degree split capability for any type of air conditioner that is on these units. So keep that in mind, that it's going to take you a little bit of time to cool that unit off when you first get there. One thing you can do, let's say you're congregated in this living room area trying to get everything set up, you can open up your main duct right here on the ceiling assembly and allow this air to blow out. That will be your cool air. Help circulate through here. Once that is cooled off, go ahead and close it up and it will run through the ducts in your unit. Of course, assuming that you have a ducted unit. The last two tips I have for you in operation for your rooftop air is that you start this unit first thing in the morning. Early in the morning before the sun comes up, before it even gets hot in here, make it nice and cold. It gives your air conditioner a better opportunity to keep up whenever that sun comes up and it is really hot outside. Secondly, you want to turn that fan to high. You don't want to run it on auto. If you run it on auto, as that compressor shuts off, the fan will shut off and it creates an opportunity for those coils to freeze up and not dry in between cycles. So if we leave the fan on high, when that compressor turns off, it will dry off the fins and be less likely to freeze up, causing your air conditioner not to cool anymore. Then you have to go through the hassle of defrosting it, and it just creates a bigger problem. So hotter months, run that fan on high, start it early in the morning, and have the expectation that it's going to take a little time to cool off your unit. Let's talk about heat pumps. If your unit is actually equipped with a heat pump, which means that your AC puts out the heat whenever you turn it to electric, that would mean that your compressor is basically working in reverse. Now this is only good and operational for temperatures from 40 to 60 degrees. If anything were to drop below that, you want to kick your gas furnace on in order to keep your unit warm. This is just to pretty much knock the chill out. If you do not have the electric option on your thermostat, that means you don't have a heat pump, so nothing to be concerned about there. Only certain units come equipped with that feature.